we're rolling. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I was feeling really agitated earlier because, like, I tried to film this a few times earlier, but it's just like things happened, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about it. But yeah, I was just feeling really annoyed. So I made a sandwich and I ate it, and then I just kind of like took a nap. But I'm feeling way better. And I'm also really glad that my hair didn't get messed up. But like this little strand, I love that. And put on this necklace. And I got it from HRH, but it kind of like came in with this little dent on this part. You can't really see it, and in retrospect, it's not that serious. I had emailed her about it, and I was like, oh, it came like that, and I kind of want to get it like changed or something. And she was telling me that she could replace it with something else. I don't really want to do that, so I think I'm just gonna tell her it's fine. My logic is if it didn't come like this, then I would have probably done something like that to it anyways. So you snooze, you lose, Justin. But I'm just feeling kind of all over the place right now because I feel kind of because there's this kind of sense of anyways, let me not. So I ate a sandwich and I drank some water, and I really like this lighting. Actually, it's about actually, what time is it? I don't really know what time it is, but the sun's gonna set soon. Like, this is sunset. But I'm just feeling kind of okay. There's a lot that I want to get into actually, but so I'm just gonna jump right into it. Basically, the reason why I'm so agitated right now is because so for the past like month, I'd say, not month, but a few weeks, I'd say. Yeah, maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks max, but 2 weeks. So my friend group, we were planning this whole thing to, like go to like LA and stuff like that. And there was this one friend, and they were just like not saying much. They were kind of like hinting and kind of, I don't know, like this always happens when we make plans with them, and it was really frustrating. And I really want to kind of approach this topic as in like I'm not saying that I'm in the complete right or that they're in the complete right. I very much feel like this is one of those things that I would rather stew over and I want to come to my own conclusion about. I don't know. I'm just like, I feel right now like I'm being inclined or pushed to do something like just to do something. So basically, we were in the group chat and everyone was like, are you going? Are you going? And I got really fed up, honestly. It was really frustrating. And everyone was like, oh, just like I could tell everyone was a little bit annoyed by it or frustrated. So I went in the group chat and I was like, are you going or not? And your lack of communication is disrespectful. And then they brought up all this stuff, and I was like, none of that was part of the question. It's a yes or no. And if I just hope next time that you'll be more communicative about this. And then my other friend messaged me earlier, and this is why I kind of got agitated. And they were like telling me that you need to apologize and stuff like that. And it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't really like being told to apologize, because if I'm being told to apologize, it's not going to be sincere, and I just don't believe in apologizing if you don't mean it. I'm not going to apologize if I don't mean it, and that's just that. If it's a bad thing, then sorry, you know? And I was really annoyed by it because it feels like one of those things where it's like, I can't really tell if I'm victimizing myself. I know I'm not victimizing myself, I'm not saying that, like, oh my god, like, I was in the complete right, like my feelings were just hurt. No, I know that's not how it is. I know I was being harsh and I know I was being mean. But the point is that none of it was it feels like everything is being communicated to me in regards to them through everything else but them. And that just like really frustrates me because it's like it turns into this game of telephone for me. That's really how it seems. And at first I was kind of like bothered by it, but then they were telling me that, like, you did that in the group chat, and like I understand that. So in that sense I was like, you know what, yeah, like I really do get that. Like, I wasn't justified because I brought it up in the group chat. I should have done it person to person. But honestly, if I'm gonna just be completely transparent, I feel like that doesn't change the fact that what they were doing was affecting everybody. But I don't know. And that just like really frustrated me, you know? And I hate how like it seems as if though like what they did and how they were making it a little bit more stressful is being completely undermined by what I did. And not to say like that overrules, you know, it's not like one or the other, you know. Both are just as important, and I just feel like I don't know. It's just something that's kind of weighing on me right now, and it's something that's really agitating me. And honestly, I just like I love them all to death, you know? But like after this thing went down, they unfollowed me on Instagram. Not all of them, but you know, but the person that I called out in the group chat, not called out, but you know, I think it's called out, but you know, like what I said in the group chat, and they unfollowed me, and that just like leaves kind of a sour taste in my mouth, because it's just kind of one of those things where I feel like I'm having to like pull up, be like, I'm sorry for everything that I did, like, you know, like you know what I mean? I just like I don't like that. And it's one of those things where I don't know, it's really frustrating that everyone thinks, you know, I don't know. And apparently it's just like when I was talking to my friend about it, I really do respect where she's like coming from, you know, and I respect that they're like, you know, they think that what I did was wrong, but it's like you're not the one that I offended, you know, you're not the one that I hurt. And I'm sorry, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's like it needs to, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just what I'm thinking, you know? And if that's so wrong of me, and that's so wrong of me, but that's really my moral code, you know, because it's like there's been so many times where people have done fucked up things to me, and I'm not like saying like to, you know, I don't want to project that onto but for like the reason why I think that way is because there's been a lot of times where I've been in group settings and something that someone did really hurt me, and ain't nobody was there to bring it up for me, even though I know other people thought that it was wrong. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like it's your piece, you know. But that's just my 2 cents on it. I think I'm gonna message her after this and be like, hey, like I know how I brought it up was wrong and I'm sorry about that. But like if I'm gonna be honest, you guys, I really don't feel like I'm interested in being friends anymore. I really don't feel like I'm interested in continuing the connection, especially because they unfollowed me. That kind of like I feel like there seems to be a mutual kind of like vibe that like this relationship is not gonna work out anymore. And I'm just really not with that no more. But anyways, that just like it really frustrated me, and it was one of those things where it's like I don't expect you guys to be like, oh, like you're completely in the right, you know. You know what I mean? I don't want to come off in that sense, you know, especially because it's like you guys know me way more, and I know that there's bias on here. And like once again, I'm not really expecting you guys to say anything about it or agree on it or anything. This is just kind of me venting it out, because I feel like no one in the group will really understand where I'm coming from, and if they do, there will still be that hint of bias, especially because I feel like I'm always cookie cut into being like the nice one or somebody that's like always, you know, and I'm like really tired of having to constantly understand what someone's going through, you know? It's like y'all don't know what I'm going through, so how come I gotta be all like, do you get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that I expect y'all to understand, but I'm just saying that like I don't know, like I don't know. I'm just saying that nobody's ever really understood what I'm going through, so it's like this is my joke here. Oh, sorry. But I don't know. It's just something that's really weighing on me, and I'm really conflicted because I just like I'm tired of feeling walked all over, or I'm tired of feeling like not a priority, you know, especially when it's, you know, and I really make an effort to prioritize people, and I feel like with the group, honestly, like I've done things to prioritize them, you know, and I've prioritized, just, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I don't know. But um I'm like feeling kind of tired about this. I'm just really agitated. But I feel a lot better, like I said. Um I don't know, I just feel like this lunar eclipse in Taurus has really made me realize a lot about myself. And I feel like this is one of those things where I'm kind of like I don't really care how I'm being perceived, because it's like I feel very righteous with my own moral code, and I'm kind of I don't know, like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, there's a reason I don't want to apologize, you know? There's a reason I don't feel like apologizing, you know? And it's not my pride because it's like, there's someone that I cared about, you know? But like, after the whole like unfollowing thing and stuff like that, like, that kind of sets the tone for me. It sets the mood for me. And it makes me feel, you know? Especially because it's like, beforehand, it just leaves a sour taste in my mouth, you guys. I'm not. So basically, let me lay out my thought process before I start talking about other things. But I just feel like this whole thing, it's kind of like a culmination point, and it makes me feel like I'm the bad person just because I blew up, you know? Because leading up until this point, this person was texting my other friend, and then telling other people, apparently, so like that's just what I'm assuming, that I was like ghosting them or that I was not talking to them and stuff like that. And that just makes me feel like I'm being blamed for why the connection or why the relationship isn't, you know what I'm saying, why it's not continuing. And had this not been brought up to me, you know, behind the scenes, I would have never known this. And then like this whole thing happens again, and it's just one of those things where it's like I feel like on top of not being prioritized, I'm being blamed for why the connection is not working out, you know? And that just really irritates me. And then, like, because I voiced my opinion about it, and I don't care who hears what is going on, you know? I feel like this was like one of those things where it's like, I really don't care who the audience is or what happened, you know? I don't care how I brought it up. I feel as if though if I brought it up to them, you know, personally one on one, the effects would have still been the same. So I don't know. And then, like, do you get what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm really frustrated that I feel like I'm being blamed for a lot of things that kind of requires, you know, like mutual effort. And I'm not talking about just this isolated incident alone. I'm really talking about the connection as a whole. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna apologize to them because it's one of those things where I feel like I just need to sweep it under the rug, and I'm really over it. But yeah. Yeah. I feel a lot better getting that out of my system. But I'm just like, I'm feeling some sort of way about that. But other than that, I'm just like, so my roommate moves out this week and she's leaving by the end of next week. I don't know when it really is. She told me, but I forgot. But I do know that by the end of the first week of November, she's going to be gone. And, you know, the house is already empty. The movers already came. A lot of the furniture in her house, if not all of it, like all of it was hers. So, but, you know, I feel like I'm going through a lot of changes right now, and I feel like I'm dealing with a lot. I haven't really told many people about it. I don't know. I'm just like, I feel really uncomfortable when I bring up changes in the home to people because I feel like they don't really understand it because I just react very suddenly, or I just don't react very well to changes in the home. You know, I don't react well to having to move homes. I don't react well having to change homes, you know, move rooms even. I really can't do it. I can't deal with people moving in. I can't deal with people moving out, even if the person that's moving out is not a good person, you know? So that's been really stressing me out these past few weeks, all of October, honestly. But, and then it's one of those things where I really love my roommate and I just really wish the best for her and I really want her to be happy. And that's why I'm kind of like dealing with this move or dealing with this change with a lot of grace because I know that she's been unhappy here for a really long time. Even though she's made it her home or like, you know, she did what she could to make it, you know, make her feel at peace, I can tell that she still was dissatisfied. And I'm just like, I'm really glad that she's going to start a new chapter of her life. And I don't really feel like I'm going to ever tell her any of this because I feel like she doesn't really, mostly because I feel kind of silly for bringing up to her how attached to her I am and how much I have learned from her, how much I appreciate her because it's like I don't feel as if though she's really done anything specifically to evoke this kind of attachment and stuff from me, you know? And honestly, she's the one that's really taught me to stand up for myself and be mean when need be, you know? because she does a lot of that too, you know. She's been through a lot of things where she just blows up and she doesn't really care, you know. And I just really like, I resonate with that because I just feel like I need to do that more, you know. Not like in the sense of like I should just explode randomly and anything of that nature, but more so that I feel like, you know, acting on your feelings and vocalizing your when you feel disrespected regardless of what's going on, you know. And I just like, I really admire that, you know. And maybe not all the time is it necessarily the correct thing to do, but I do feel as if though, like, I just feel like there's a lot of times where I could have vocalized my anger or, you know, like done something about it. And I'm not saying like this in regards to what I did, you know. I feel like that was still a very inappropriate way of expressing my anger. But I personally still, you know, like, I'm not proud of hurting someone else's feelings. I'm proud of the fact that I didn't allow this anger to bottle up inside of me and, you know, make me upset, make me depressed or anything like that. It has really nothing to do with anybody other than myself in that regard. But yeah, I hope that you guys send her prayers too, and I hope that you guys will set some good intentions with her too, because I know she'd appreciate it because she's moving to another state. I know it's just like really stressful and stuff like that, but I can tell that she's really excited, and it really has warmed my heart to hear her so excited. I feel like these past few days, there's been a lot of color in her demeanor and stuff because I can tell that she's excited, you know? And I feel like it's also inspired me because it's like, excuse me, I'll be able to be like her someday, you know. I'll be able to get out of here and find somewhere that is even more home-like. And not saying that I don't feel at home here. I do feel like I do feel at home here. I love where I live, you know. I love my room. I love the space that I'm renting out. I'm very grateful for it. It honestly came at the best time of my life where I really needed it the most. And that's kind of my tone for this room, you know. This room has always been there when I really needed somewhere to be. And for that, I'm just really grateful. And but yeah, obviously that's not to say that where I live I'm 100% happy with. There's a bunch of things that I wish I could, you know, have to myself, you know. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm really excited that in maybe the next year or two, I'm guessing year, I'm hoping I'll be able to find somewhere that, you know, resonates with me more, and I'll be able to be happier with where I live and express myself even more through my living situation. But I'm still extremely grateful for all the things that have come upon me just in this home alone, you know, like especially lately, you know, the washer and dryer, the fridge, you know, my car. I'm just like, I'm really grateful for all these things because I know above all else, I live a really privileged life and I'm just so grateful for it. And I just feel very appreciative, you know. I'm appreciative of you guys too because I feel like you guys have really helped me and I feel like you guys have sent me a lot of good vibes to make these sort of things happen. I'm just like, I just wanted to say I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you guys hearing me out, even though sometimes I may not be correct and stuff like that. But, you know, I really do owe some of it to you guys because I feel like I'm just like, I react very strongly to how other people feel about, you know, like I feel like depending on who knows about my circumstances, it really changes my circumstances. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, I just want to say thank you. And I'm really happy about the washer and dryer and the fridge because, especially the fridge, because so basically there's a full-size fridge in the kitchen and, you know, it was my roommate's and so therefore it was not my fridge and I wasn't able to use it. And now that I bought it off of her, I'll be able to use it and I'll have a full-size fridge and a full-size, or like, you know, like a full-size fridge, and I'll be able to, and this winter and this fall, I really just want to throw myself into cooking. I want to start cooking more. I want to start baking and all of these things. And I just really, I like that. You know, I'm really excited because I just feel like that's kind of like the exaltation moment of my emotions and me developing a steadier routine at home and me feeling more comfortable with where I live, you know? And I feel like in doing so, my manifestation powers will get a lot better because I feel like when I am the more comfortable I am with where I live and where I am, the better, you know? And I'm also so grateful for the wash and dry because I've been getting back into washing things more frequently, namely my bed sheets. You know, I'll be able to start washing my bed sheets every Sunday. I've already started doing it. And not saying that I couldn't before, but it's just that it was my roommate's washer and dryer, so I didn't want to like act out, you know. If you ask her, she'd be like, girl, you still be washing things every day, so I don't know what the difference is. But like to me, like there is a difference, you know. But I'm really excited about that. My sheets are literally in the washer right now. I need to put them in the dryer, but I'm not gonna do that just yet because I don't feel like it. But you know, these are a lot of these are habits that I practiced when I lived with my parents, and I feel like I've been getting back to that, you know. Like I feel like I've been genuinely, you know, like developing a better relationship with where I live now and developing a home, you know. And this is just where I lived for a little bit, you know. It wasn't necessarily a home, but now I feel like it's genuinely becoming a home, you know, because there's things about it that make me feel comfortable. There's things about that I feel secure and feel good about. I feel welcoming. I feel welcomed. And I just, maybe this is a feeling I'll only have for a little bit, but I do know that for as long as I have this feeling, I'll be so grateful for it, you know. And I'm just really appreciative of it. And, oh, sorry, I'm getting emotional. Um, and I feel like this lunar eclipse has made me realize a lot, you know, and it's like, it really was a new beginning for how I handle my emotions in the form of the ending of how I used to handle my emotions, you know? And yeah, I don't know, I feel astounded. I feel crazy, you know? I'm like, wow, like how I did this is just, I don't know. And I guess I feel a little bit under pressure right now because I feel like a lot of people are a little bit upset with me over this, but genuinely, it's just one of those things where I feel like I really need to do things the way that I feel are right and the way that I feel are correct, even if people disagree with it, you know? And I've just kind of learned that, like, there's been, you know, like, basically what I'm trying to say is I can't be afraid of conflict. I can't be afraid of angering people or hurting people's feelings. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like there's been a lot of instances where my feelings were at stake and ain't nobody care, you know? And once again, I'm not saying it's them, you know? It's just like, it's just a coincidence, or at least, at the very least, you know, just like an accident. But yeah, I also wanted to talk about my other friends because I'm just like, I'm so grateful for them because I feel like they have really helped me develop a backbone too. Sorry, I don't mean to get emotional. Oh my gosh. I just like, I always get really emotional when I think about them because like genuinely I appreciate them so much. And I feel like they've taught me so much about myself and made me realize so much about, you know, protecting myself and things like that. But I love them so much, and I just like, I don't know, you guys, like, it's just, it blows my mind that I feel supported enough and I feel good enough about myself to do things strictly for me, even if it means causing something, you know? And once again, not everyone will agree with that. Not everyone will resonate with that. It doesn't have to be right, but to me, it feels right. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. So there's that. But another thing, I really wanted to talk about my friend's brother. I've just like, I feel like this is one of those things where it could be something that turns very beautiful and it could be something that makes me really happy. And if I'm gonna be honest, I am praying for something, you know, I am hoping that something will work out. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, even if something doesn't work out, I'm really grateful for the lessons that it has kind of made me realize that I need to learn or need to work on. And that is number one, like 100% my relationship with men. My relationship with men is so bad. And I'm kind of learning to be friends with men because it's just like, I think I brought this up to you guys. There's a lot of things I repeat in videos. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm sure you guys don't, but you know, it's just like one of those. But I realized that when I was a baby or when I was in like elementary school, all of my close friends were male friends. Like I was only best friends of guys back then, you know, like up until like middle school. And every single time my brothers would always romanticize it, you know, they'd always be like, oh, are you gay or are you, you know, like, is that your boyfriend or something? And because of that, like, I feel like I internalized it, and I was like, there's something wrong with having guy best friends that you're very close to, maybe I should only be best friends of girls and stuff like that. And so I feel like I just like distanced myself from being such close friends of guys, and I feel like that's one of those things that I've been trying to unlearn, or maybe not unlearn, because like I do feel as if though like the way that men age and the way that we are as we get older, we become a lot less emotional, or at least from my experience. And so as a result, I just feel as if though like it is best that I be closer friends with women for the most part. But that's not saying that I can't be friends with men at all, and I feel like that's the part of my life that I'm trying to fix. And I feel like in doing so, like it will help me with my hyperfixation, and it will help me with not constantly romanticizing every interaction I have with men, Because men are allowed to be nice to me. Men are allowed to be my friend. Men are allowed to, like admire me. Men are allowed to think that I'm attractive without it being romantic, without it being sexual, And I really want that narrative to be something that is in place of my life, because I feel like the closer I get to men, or the closer that I, hang out with, like men and stuff like that, or at least embrace that masculine side of myself instead of like kind of like projecting it onto men and feeling shame and stuff. I just think it's one of those things that will really improve my life, But yeah, I'm really grateful for that too. And I feel like that's like, what I'm saying about this whole situation is that I feel like I'm improving my relationship with men because of the fact that I do like this guy, And I don't know what it is necessarily that I like about him, but I don't know. I really feel motivated to, change that part of myself. And I feel like the reason I want to is so I can feel like I can approach men, and talk to them, not because I want to date them, but because I genuinely think that they're cool people and I want to be friends with them, The same way that I do with women. I think I need to turn my lamp on. Let me see how it looks when I turn the lamp on, you guys. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Let me see what it looks like when I close the blinds. Cause okay, how does this look? How does this look? Oh my gosh, you guys, this lighting's so cute. Okay, we're with it. We're with it. I was kind of nervous because I feel like sometimes when I turn on this light, I look a little bit crazy. But yeah, I'm just like, you know, I hope that you guys will send me some more prayers, and you guys will hope with me that something does happen between me and this person. And I like genuinely, I really do feel like this is a repeated lesson, or another lesson that I'm having to learn, is going with the flow and learning to let things be and not trying to force things. And I feel like this is something that I've been consciously doing, and I'm really proud of it. So this person is a Pisces moon, as you guys know. And I feel like Pisces come into my life every time that every time that I feel like there's a lesson to be learned. When there is a Pisces in my life, I know that something's going down, okay? I'm a Sag rising, so my 4th house is Pisces. So I love Pisces energy. Pisces energy makes me feel at home. I feel like at home I act like a Pisces. But I'm just like, I really feel like there's a lesson to be learned here. And I feel like the lesson is letting myself open up and allowing things to be the way that they need to be, and allowing people be how they are. But I feel like in doing so, it's also about allowing me to be myself. And anything that doesn't work out, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, it's just a sign. But I'm trying to think of something else that I wanted to talk about. So I did hang out with my friends yesterday, the ones where this group chat stuff happened. And honestly, you guys, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say that. First of all, I just want to say once again, I love all my friends. I love all of them. And never would I ever want to actually hurt their feelings personally. Never would I ever want to do something to hurt their feelings. You know, I, I'm just saying, maybe it won't come off that way now, but I feel like this is still an isolated incident, and I'm allowed to just be human. So we went out to LA together, and honestly, I just like didn't have that much fun. I felt like I was being pushed around. You know, I was like, I wasn't comfortable with having a full car. I don't like having a full car. I don't like it at all. I don't like it when there's more than like two other people in my car, three people including me. And they asked me, they were like, can you take us home? And I said yes, because, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I didn't want them, you know, just like I don't know what it was, but I know that like, I don't know. I just, it felt like it was one of those things where it's like I set the boundary and they, like, it still wasn't really gotten, you know? I don't know. I just don't think I want to do that again, because they asked me knowing that I had expressed that I really don't, I'm not comfortable with having a full car, you know? So it's like, even if I do say yes, it's one of those things where it's like, you knew that I was uncomfortable, you know? And then I had to drive through LA traffic with all of them in my car, and I was really stressed about it, and I just felt like it was one of those, I felt responsible, you know, like I bought all the tickets and I had to get refunds for some of them because not everyone went. I had to deal with, you know, parking. I had to deal with driving and all this stuff, you know. And maybe I'm being selfish about it, but it's just one of those things where it really did feel like I was responsible for the plans going through as smoothly as possible. And I'm not saying that, you know, because some parts I did take responsibility, and I'm not denying the fact that I did say yes, but it's just, I just don't like that I felt like I was being pushed into doing things, you know, for the, I don't know, it just, it really bothered me. And then on top of that, the group chat thing and like this other friend, it really left a sour taste in my mouth. And it's just, it really is whatever. It's water under the bridge. I think I'm just gonna leave this behind and let it go. Not like, because it's just like, it's not really, because, you know, I didn't bring it up to them. If they see this, then they're gonna see that like that's how I felt, but I didn't bring it up to them, so it's really not their problem, you know. But like, it's just one of those things, you know. And yeah, I don't know. I've just like, hanging out with my other friends has made me realize what it feels like and how it should be when it's a group activity, you know, because no one even offered me gas money, you know. And like, listen, I never ask for gas money. But every time someone else drives, I do offer gas money, or I do offer financial compensation, you know, like buying them food or buying them, you know what I mean? And it kind of left, that's another sour taste I left in my mouth, you know? Like, I had a full car and no one offered me gas money, you know? Like, even $5 would have been like, hey, yo, like, you know? Especially considering I wasn't expecting to drive as many people as I did, you know? And I'm just like, and then on top of this whole thing, like, it really left a sour taste in my mouth. And I don't know. It just, I don't know, you guys. Just, I'm not with it. It's not how I envisioned these things to be. But, you know, aside from that, like, once again, like, I wanted to go back to my friend's brother. My friend, like, I really hope both my friends get into, like, really good, happy relationships, you know, even if I don't, you know. And the reason I say that is because, like, judging on how they act with the people that they have gotten involved with, or the way that they show, like, they kind of have showcased to me how it would be if they're in these relationships, and they seem so happy, you guys. I can't explain, like, their faces, like, you can see it in their face. You can see, like, in their eyes that, like, their face just lights up. They go rosy in the face, and I can just see how happy it makes them. And I want that for them. And if I'm gonna ask for a little more, I want that for myself, you know? And that's why I'm hoping that something happens through this situation, because I feel like it would also be a cute story to tell, you know? Like, oh, my friend, her mom gave me her number at the post office, and I became friends with her, and then she introduced me to her other friend, and then I got introduced to her brother. You know, wouldn't that be such a cute story to tell? I don't know. That's why I'm kind of hoping something happens, you know, and if it doesn't, you know, then you snooze, you lose. But, you know, I'm just like, I really do hope that something happens. But yeah, I like this a lot. I feel like this looks so cute right now. I wasn't, And I keep like touching it because I love how it feels. And like, doesn't that sound amazing? Also, you guys, my skin's gotten way better. I'm sure you guys can tell. And I really do blame it on the fact that the air filter got changed. And I'm on cloud 9. I changed the air filter, as you guys know, and I'm so happy because it's made my skin better. I know it because my skin was not this good until I changed that air filter. And you know what? I've been drinking and eating a lot of sweets, but my skin is like barely affected. So that's how I know. I know it was that filter. And I knew it too because before, when I lived with my parents, every time I changed the air filter in the house because they would make me, my skin would get so much better. So that's how I know. I know it was that filter. So I'm really excited about that. I'm just like, it feels better in here. I don't know how to explain. It feels easier to breathe in here too. So I'm just really grateful for that. But yeah, I'm just and I'm sure you guys have been noticing that I've been drinking from this cup. It's this is just water. I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but apparently people are boycotting Starbucks because of their stance in this whole war thing. And I'm, like, what am I gonna do? Throw this cup away? I'm just gonna keep it, because I already bought it. It's not like they're gonna continue to profit off of me. But I'm not 100% sure if what Starbucks does or their stance is 100% true, but it's one of those things where I'm like, I just agree with the fact that everyone's united and that everyone is coming to a consensus on something, even if maybe it's kind of like an innocuous thing. But, and I'm not saying like what they're doing is not harmful or anything, but you know what I mean? It's just like, I feel like that's like such a random thing, I don't know. I just feel like it's really random. But, I'm just like, I'm ready to help in whatever I can, and as far as I'm concerned, boycotting Starbucks or not integrating so much Starbucks into my life will be good for me anyway. So I'm just kind of like, let's go, I'm gaining something, y'all gaining something, we all gaining something, except Starbucks, but that's like the point. But yeah, I don't know. I know there's more that I want to talk about, and I was really excited to talk to you guys this week. You guys, I'm always excited to talk to you guys, know this, but this week in particular, I was just like, oh my gosh, I just want to sit there with them, and so I'm probably gonna drag this out a little bit longer. I hope you don't mind, but yeah. Sorry, I just know that there's more things. Sorry, my friend texted me, but I'm just like, I know there's more things that I want to talk about, but I don't know what any of it is. I don't know. As soon as I turn on the camera, all I'm thinking is like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to them. I'm so excited. But I'm like thinking, hold on. Oh, okay. So you guys, I need you guys to be patient with me about this one. So I really wanted to tell you guys about how I felt about this guy, my friend's brother, because I feel like it's one of those things where I feel a lot of shame when it comes to expressing my love life or expressing my feelings for romantic feelings. And not that I have any romantic feelings towards him, honestly. I don't really know him well enough to actually catch feelings. I'm just like interested. There's no information. And I'm like, ooh, what's going on? But, I feel like I've always felt a lot of internalized shame from my sexuality, and that has translated into a lot of projections, in not liking other men, gay men, and not liking parts of myself or denying parts of myself, my preferences, just not talking about it. I feel like I've just always felt a lot of shame with it because, of my parents, of just a lot of things, because my parents do not accept me. I don't know how my dad would feel, but I know that my mom does not accept it. So yeah, if she ever sees this, like, sorry, mom. But, it's one of those things where I don't know, you guys. Like, I know that I need to tell them, but I really don't feel like it's one of those things where I don't feel ready to tell them. And not saying that there will ever be a time where I'm ready to tell them such a thing, but I don't know. Aside from all of that, because I know I don't know this is really not relevant. What I'm trying to say here is that I really want to get comfortable with expressing my romantic feelings and being softer, and being more ushi-gushy and daydreamy, because I feel like if I want the ushi-gushy and the daydreamy, then I need to embody that in some way. And I feel like this is how I can explain it. So, first of all, her brother's like surprisingly masculine, so much to a point where it's sickening. He literally acts like my brothers or something. Or, like he just is such a brother. I don't know how to explain it. If you have brothers, you understand what I mean. Like, I don't know what it is about how brothers behave, but they all act the same in a brother context, and I'm not saying that like I like him because he acts like my brother. That's like kind of weird, but like I don't know how to explain it, you guys. I just like I feel like he's very, I think he's very well socially educated. I feel like he seems to be like a social person or somebody that has good social etiquette, and I really like that. I don't like people that are rude or people that are standoffish. Like, even my ex, I did not like the way he ordered food, because I just feel like if I took his order, he just seems very annoying. Anyways, I love his social etiquette. I like the way he carries himself, and it's very obvious to me that he is in fact an emotional person. I can tell, I don't know. Like, you would know. You guys would know. Like, y'all older than me. Once y'all met, y'all would know. Y'all would be like, duh, and I'm kind of like, maybe I think so. And then you guys are like, oh, trust me, I know. I've seen this before. But I really like his social etiquette. I think he's funny. I think he's annoyingly funny in a sense that, like, there's just things that he does where it's just like, are you serious? I don't know. It's just so ridiculous. But, and I feel like I don't know. Like, he seems like a very accepting, inclusive person that doesn't really have that much prejudice, and also has a very strong moral code like I do. And I really appreciate that. And, I think he's also an attractive person. A lot of my friends, if not all of them, will be like, you're crazy, but I don't know. And I feel like looks aren't even that important to me as much as they used to be. And I'm not saying I'm gonna be with someone I think is ugly. I'm just saying that, like, you don't have to be drop dead gorgeous, because like the reality is, like, we is always changing. Looks fade anyways. And I'd rather be with somebody. If I'm gonna marry someone or get into a long-term commitment that requires sacrifices and compromisations, it best be with someone that is a decent human being, and not because they're just an attractive person. That's really not all there is to it. At least to me, but and you might think that's like duh, but like there's a lot of people in my generation that would much rather be hurt by a beautiful person than to end up with someone that's just a decent human being and knows how to treat you. I don't know, you guys. Like, I think it's crazy how people put so much value into vanity. I was thinking today, I was like, I was using the bathroom and I was like, this toilet paper literally has flowers on it. If that doesn't tell you that we live in a vanity obsessed society to where what you wipe your ass with has designs on it, I don't know what to tell you, you know? But yeah, that's just what I wanted to tell you about that whole situation. But, I think he's an attractive person. I really like his social etiquette. I can totally tell how we would complement each other in a lot of ways that neither of us would really expect. Maybe you or maybe other people wouldn't expect. But yeah, I just like, that's how I feel about it. Also, I just realized I haven't posed for a thumbnail. I don't know. I feel like I'm always facing this way for thumbnails. So I want to like change things up. I don't know. I'll just find a thumbnail. Actually, I don't really care. But yeah, I'm just like, once again, I hope that you guys will hope with me and pray with me that something happens in a timely manner, because I don't feel like forcing anything. I'm too lazy for all of that. I'm really over it. Like, I'm not gonna die if I'm single. Like, I'll be fine. If anything, I'll be better off single, because like when I'm in relationships, I feel like I become very compromising. I do whatever it takes to make the person happy. So like that'll save me a lot of energy and money. But anyways, I just love that noise. Anyways, I was gonna go grocery shopping earlier, but I decided against it because I wanted to go in the evening. So it is evening. So after I film this, I'm probably gonna go to the grocery store. But I'm not gonna let you guys go just like, even though we are at 44 minutes, because I'm just like, I'm having a really good time with you guys. I hope you're having a good time with me as well. Um, but yeah, and it's just, I read a comment yesterday and they were like, I've been going through a lot of emotions, so this has been really helpful. And I just want to say thank you so much for that. I don't know if you, I forgot their name, but they know who they are. I really appreciate all of your guys' comments. I really appreciate all of your guys' support. Once again, I just feel like you guys all do want the best for me, and I want the best for you guys. So we're just like, we out here, you know what I'm saying? Like, we, I don't know, like, how do you guys make hearts? I like to make hearts like this. This is probably my favorite way to make hearts. I used to make them like this when I was little. Like, silly. I used to also, like, do it with my arms like this, but it kind of hurts now because I'm, like, not as flexible as I used to be. But, there's something else that I wanted to talk about. Let me bust out the diary and see if there's anything else. Do you like it? I don't know. No, I feel like I really did go over everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about. That's crazy. I feel like every time I talk to you guys, there's one thing that I forget to mention. I don't want to forget that one thing because then I have to wait till the next week, but I'm not going to remember for the next week. And I know I should write it down, but I don't write it down because I'm like, okay, I need to write it down, but then I forget to write it down. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just like, okay, there it is. I know what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Thank goodness. So Saturn goes direct on November 4th, I believe. And I'm too excited. And that's why I'm just like staying close to my, because I know that if I disrespect myself, if I do things that I'm not, you know what I'm saying? If I let myself be a doormat, Saturn going to treat me like a doormat. I don't care, you guys. I know my relationship with Saturn, and I know that if I misbehave, Saturn's gonna come for me, you know? But I do feel like Saturn's gonna get in my face about finances and stuff because like I have bought a lot of things in the past few months, and my second house is Capricorn, so I already know Saturn's gonna be like, girl. I'm gonna be like, listen, okay. But generally speaking, Saturn is hitting my fourth house because it's in Pisces, and that's my fourth house. So I guess I don't know, because it's like I'm like, I think that, okay, so why I'm bringing this up is because I feel like there's a lot of things in my life where I feel like people have gotten away with hurting me and treating me wrong and making me feel some sort of way, and I seemingly am the one that got away hurt, and they're just like, you know, like it was like whatever for them. And I feel like in this, saying that, I've tried to stay out of the way, you know, and I've tried to stay clear and just do work on myself and operate from my moral code, you know. I feel like that's like the base of it all, is like doing things that you feel is correct, even at the cost of other people's feelings and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what I've been trying to practice, and I'm hoping that that is something that I can stand by this whole time, you know. And I feel as if though like other people are about to come back into my life, where they're about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like there's a lot of things that are about to happen. And I feel like a lot of things are going to get set correctly, you know? And I feel so prepared to deal with all of these things because it's like, even if they are things that are going to stress me out or really you know, freak me out, I know that they are things that needed to be addressed. So I'm just really comfortable in knowing that, and I'm very comfortable in my conviction with that, because like I just feel ready to move forward with my life, you know? I feel ready to address these things, you know? But yeah, and I feel as if though like I'm kind of nervous because I don't want Saturn to like destroy me financially, but I don't think that's what it's gonna do. And even if it does, it's like for the best, you know. But I do think that my relationship with my dad is going to get better in November, because I feel like the Saturn retrograde has really put a stress and strain on my relationship with my parents. And I feel like it's made me realize a lot, and I feel like I'm still in the midst of realizing a lot, but I do feel like lately I've been feeling good about, you know, pulling up with it and, you know, actually communicating to them. And I feel like my mom is going to experience something because she is a Pisces, and, you know, And I don't know what you guys will think of it. I'm open to you guys talking, like, because it's like, it would be just a coincidence that they're my parents, you know? Like, I think I'm bringing this up in the sense that they are individuals who are living life for the first time as I am. So, like, what I'm trying to say with this is I really do feel like my mom, because she's very emotional. I know that she's just like me. She's so emotional. She's super sweet. I love her. Even though sometimes she kind of irritates me, but, like, that's still my mama, you know? Only get one of her. But I just feel like there's been a lot of things that she's done that has really hurt me and hurt other people. And, you know, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like I look at her sideways about it and I'm side eyeing her, but I do admire the fact that she did it for herself and that she didn't care that if, you know what I mean? Like, she did what felt right for her. And in that sense, I can totally empathize with that. And I totally understand that, like, there are times where you feel like you're being expected to do things, or you feel like you're being expected to empathize when you're always the one to empathize. So the one time that you just vocalize that you were hurt and stuff like that, you're just like cookie cut into a bad position, you know? So in that sense, I really do respect her and I really understand what it is that she's going through. But if that is how she's going to behave, that, like, it has to be like a mutual thing, you know? If she's going to do what feels right for her, then I will do what feels right for me. And I feel like in November it will be about coming 50-50 and being like, hey, like, I don't agree with what you said about this. And then she'll be like, I understand it. I stand by it, you know? But I will say this, you know, and you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like we're about to meet each other halfway next month. And I feel like my dad and I will just continue to get closer, you know? Because originally I was like afraid that, like, maybe there would be stress and strain on my relationship with my parents and that they would stop supporting me or something like that. But, like, truthfully, I really do feel as if though, like, that is out of the way, you know? Like, I really do feel like it's no longer about our relationship, but more so us individually, you know? And I feel like when it's about us individually, like, we just like learn, you know, and we start talking to each other more, you know? And I'm just like, that's why I'm kind of excited, because I really do feel like my parents will come up to a consensus soon, you know? And whether or not that impacts me in whatever way, like, I'm just like, I'm really ready for all of us to find our peace. And I'm really ready for all of us to move into an era of our life that feels good to us, you know? For me, I feel like that's in regards to my love life, my career, you know? I feel like I'm ready to keep moving forward with my YouTube channel, you know, to expand, you know, like selling readings and stuff like that. I'm ready to keep reaching more people. I'm ready to keep working on it. I'm ready to push forward, you know? And I'm also ready to find love again, honestly. Like, maybe for the first time, you know, maybe not even again. I feel ready to meet somebody. I feel ready to take this connection to the next spot. That's why I'm asking you guys. Like, I hope that you guys will send me prayers, because it's like, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, I'm ready to learn these lessons and I'm really ready to understand the burdens of commitment after being afraid of commitment for so long. And now that commitment is slowly, you know, like easing its way into my life through the forms of relationships, career opportunities, pathways, philosophies, I'm kind of understanding that commitment does come with burdens. But these are burdens I'm willing to learn, because I know what it's like to not be able to commit, what it's like to not be able to find commitment, or to not be able to find people who are willing to commit, or anything else that's willing to commit. And it hurts. A life without commitment hurts, you know? It really does. It hurts in its own way. And I'm not ready for that hurt, you know? I'm ready for something that even when it hurts, it's still there and I'm still there and we are willing to find a 50-50. And anything else is just like out of the picture for me, you know? But yeah, I'm just like, I feel very confident in that, you know? And maybe obviously there's still a lingering anxiety that something's going to happen, but I feel like whatever it is it's going to happen is going to be in the name of what I just mentioned, because I feel like it's just over, you know? Like, lunar eclipse in Taurus, that's the last of the Scorpio Taurus axis, and I've been done with that. I'm ready, you know. I'm ready to move forward and stop dealing with that, you know, especially in my relationships. Oh my gosh, don't get me started, you guys. Oh, this whole video been about my relationships. It was like, I'm not gonna, we're not doing that no more, okay? I'm not gonna be, no, no. Oh my gosh, I'm so sick of it. I'm tired of being a doormat. I'm tired of being the person that always empathizes and not empathized with, you know? I'll empathize if you empathize with me, and you will empathize with me if I empathize with you, you know? So it's like, if I'm empathizing with you and you know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's kind of the whole point of this video, you guys. I'm just like, I just feel really confident in the sense that, like, I'm ready to get into relationships, or like, you know, meet people that are willing to commit with me and the way that I'm willing to commit with them, you know, full of communication, full of transparency, full of love and understanding and all of that. But anyways, ooh, that was good. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the grocery store now. I really need to. I'm like craving something. I don't know what it is I'm craving. I've been craving hot dogs, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna get ice cream. I know. I just please don't. Anyways, you guys, I'm just. Thank you so much for listening to me today. Thank you so much for, you know, giving me the space. Thank you so much for. I don't know. Like I really wish I could just like hug you guys, you know, or like, you know, like whatever, you know, like just like there, we hug each other. Like hug the screen that you are watching me on. I don't know. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys know that like I love you guys. I don't know what else to say about that. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys do so much for me, and you guys give so much to me that I feel like people in real life cannot give me. And like that is just the ultimate testimony to how special you guys are to me, and that you guys mean the world to me, and that I feel like you guys have played a gigantic, you know, role in the exaltation of me, this home, my relationships and all that, because I feel like you guys are always sending me good vibes and stuff like that. And I just couldn't appreciate it enough. So yeah. I will always say this too. Don't even run up on me being like, oh, like you don't love. No, I love you. Please stop. I love you. Let me love you. Anyways, I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.